Fall today. It's allowed. It's human. It's inevitable. You can fall. You will fall. Everyone does. The strong, the disciplined, the prepared, they all fall. What separates them is not that they never fall. It's that they come back, they return, they rise. Not immediately, not dramatically, but they return. But if you don't come back tomorrow, that's where people disappear. Everyone falls. That's not a weakness. That's reality. Life pushes. You resist. Sometimes you lose. Sometimes the weight is too much. Sometimes the timing is wrong. Sometimes you're not ready. Sometimes you just fail. And that's okay. Falling is not the problem. Falling is data. Falling is feedback. Falling is the teacher showing you where you need to grow. Strong people fall too. They fail. They lose. They get knocked down. They face rejection. They experience defeat. The difference is not that they avoided falling. They didn't. They fell just like everyone else. The difference is they stood back up. They brushed off the dust. They learned the lesson. And they returned. Stronger, wiser, better. Falling is not failure. Falling is temporary. Falling is a moment, a day, a setback. It's not permanent unless you make it permanent. Unless you decide to stay down. Unless you accept defeat as final. But defeat is only final when you stop trying, when you stop returning, when you give falling more power than it deserves. Staying down is the failure, not the fall itself. The fall is just gravity, just physics, just life testing you. But staying down, that's choice, that's decision, that's you telling yourself that this moment defines you, that this failure is who you are, that this defeat is permanent. And that choice, that's where people disappear. Not in the fall, in the staying. No one is coming to save you. No rescue team. No motivational speech that fixes everything. No perfect moment that lifts you automatically. You're down. And the only person who can bring you back up is you. Not your friends, not your family, not circumstances changing. You have to decide to stand. You have to choose to return. You have to commit to coming back. You must stand up. Not because anyone's watching, not because anyone expects it, not because it's dramatic, but because staying down is not an option you're willing to accept. Standing up is not about pride. It's about refusing to let one moment define your entire existence. It's about understanding that down is temporary, unless you make it permanent. Not loudly. You don't need to announce your return. You don't need to declare your comeback. You don't need to tell everyone you're getting back up. You just do it, quietly, internally. You make the decision in private. You commit in silence. You stand up when no one's looking. And that quiet return is more powerful than any loud declaration. Not dramatically. No epic music. No audience. No witnesses. Just you. Deciding. Choosing. Committing. You stand up the same way you fell. Alone. But this time, with knowledge, with awareness, with understanding. You don't need drama. You need discipline. And discipline doesn't perform. It executes. Quietly. In the dark. In the early morning. In the late night when no one knows you fell. When no one knows you're struggling. When no one knows you're rebuilding. You stand up quietly. You return silently. You rebuild privately. And that privacy protects your comeback, keeps it pure, keeps it yours, relentlessly. Once is not enough. You'll fall again, so you'll stand again, and fall again, and stand again relentlessly, without stopping, without quitting, without accepting defeat as permanent. You return, every time. No exceptions, no negotiations. You just return, because returning is who you are now. Growth is not motivation. Motivation got you started. Motivation made you excited. Motivation made you believe you could. But motivation doesn't make you grow. Repetition does. Consistency does. Returning does. Growth happens when you come back, when you try again, when you apply what you learned, when you refuse to stay fallen. Growth is repetition, doing the same thing again. After failing, after falling, after losing, you repeat, not because it's exciting, because it's necessary, because repetition builds skill, builds strength, builds resilience. And resilience is not built in victory, it's built in return. In the decision to try again after failure, you improve by returning again and again and again. Not by avoiding failure, you can't avoid it. Not by succeeding every time, you won't. But by returning every time you fail, by standing every time you fall, by trying every time you lose. That's where improvement lives. In the return, in the comeback, in the refusal to stay down. Pain teaches what comfort never could. Comfort keeps you where you are. Pain pushes you forward. Pain shows you limits, then forces you past them. Pain reveals weaknesses, then demands you fix them. Pain is the teacher that doesn't coddle, doesn't comfort, just teaches. Ruthlessly, effectively, permanently. Failure trains awareness in ways success never will. Success makes you confident, sometimes overconfident, but failure makes you aware of gaps, aware of weaknesses, aware of what you don't know, aware of what you need to improve. And awareness is the beginning of growth. You can't fix what you don't see. Failure shows you everything. Every fall gives information about preparation, about focus, about readiness, about approach. Every fall is data. Every failure is feedback. Every loss is a lesson. And if you extract the information, if you study the fall, if you learn from the failure, then falling becomes valuable. Not something to avoid, something to learn from. Use it. Don't waste the fall. Don't waste the pain. Don't waste the failure. Extract the lesson. Study the mistake. Understand the gap. Then fix it. Adjust it. Improve it. Use the fall as fuel. Use the failure as information. Use the pain as motivation. Don't let it be wasted suffering. Make it productive. Today hurts. You fell. You failed. You lost. And it hurts. That's normal. That's human. That's the cost of trying, of risking, of attempting. Today hurts. Accept that. Feel it, process it, but don't live in it. Don't camp in the pain. Don't make today permanent. Today is one day, one moment, one fall. It doesn't define tomorrow. Tomorrow demands discipline, not motivation, not inspiration, not excitement. Discipline. The decision to return even when you don't feel like it, even when it hurts, even when doubt whispers that it's not worth it. Tomorrow demands you show up anyway, that you try anyway, that you return anyway, regardless of how today went. And the day after that demands consistency. One return is not enough. Two is not enough. You need consistency, day after day, week after week, month after month. Returning, trying, building. Not perfectly, not flawlessly, but consistently, because consistency beats intensity. Consistency beats talent. Consistency beats everything except more consistency. Don't explain yourself to people who watched you fall. They don't need your explanation. They need your results. They need your return. They need to see you standing when they thought you'd stay down. Explanation is energy, and you need that energy for rebuilding, for returning, for proving through action instead of words. Let results speak for you when you return, when you rebuild, when you become stronger than before. The results will speak louder than any explanation, more convincing than any justification, more powerful than any defense. Results don't argue. They demonstrate, they prove, they dominate. Let discipline answer for you. When people question your return, when they doubt your comeback, when they wonder if you can, don't answer with words. Answer with discipline, with consistency, with showing up every day, with rebuilding in silence, with becoming undeniable through action. You are not defined by your worst day, by the day you fell, by the moment you failed, by the time you lost. That's one data point, one moment, one event. It's not your identity. It's not your ceiling. It's not your limit. It's just one day, one fall, one temporary setback. You are defined by your return, by how you respond, by whether you stay down or stand up, by whether you quit or continue, by whether you let one fall become permanent or treat it as temporary. Your identity is not in the falling, it's in the returning, in the comeback, in the refusal to be defined by your lowest moment. Fall today if you must. Life will knock you down. Circumstances will overwhelm you. Challenges will defeat you. That's inevitable. You can't avoid falling. You can only control what happens next. And what happens next is your choice, your decision, your commitment. Learn tonight what the fall taught. Before you sleep, before you move on, before you forget. Extract the lesson, study the failure, understand what went wrong, understand what needs to change, understand what you need to improve. Learn it deeply, completely, so the fall wasn't wasted. Come back tomorrow with what you learned, applied, implemented, adjusted. Come back different, not dramatically different, slightly different, 1% better, one lesson learned, one adjustment made. Come back improved, even if the improvement is invisible, even if no one notices. You notice, and that's enough. Stronger than you were today. Not stronger than everyone else. Stronger than yesterday's version of you. That's the only comparison that matters. That's the only measurement that counts. Are you better than you were? Did you learn? Did you adjust? Did you improve? That's strength. Real strength. Calmer than you were in the fall. Not panicked. Not reactive. Not emotional. Calm. Controlled. Composed. You've processed the fall. You've learned the lesson. You've made the adjustment. Now you return calm, ready, prepared. Not perfect, but calmer. And calm is power. Sharper from the lesson extracted, more aware, more focused, more precise. The fall sharpened you, showed you edges that needed work, revealed blind spots that needed attention, and you worked on them. You focused on them, you sharpened them. So you return sharper, more refined, more effective. This is the cycle. Fall, learn, return. Fall, learn, return. Over and over. For as long as you're alive, for as long as you're growing, for as long as you're trying, you will fall and you will return. That's not failure. That's growth. That's resilience. That's the warrior path. You don't fear falling anymore. You've fallen before. You've returned before. You know the process. You trust the cycle. So falling doesn't terrify you. It teaches you. It refines you. It makes you better, and you've learned to use it instead of being destroyed by it. You don't stay down anymore. That's not who you are. You're someone who returns, someone who gets back up, someone who tries again. Staying down is not in your programming anymore. It's not an option you consider. It's not a choice you make. You fall, you learn, you return. That's the sequence. That's the standard. That's who you are. Fall today if gravity demands it. If life pushes too hard. If circumstances overwhelm. Fall. But know this. You will return. Not might. Will. Because returning is not optional. It's who you've become. Someone who falls. And someone who always comes back. Comment "I will return" if you're coming back stronger tomorrow.